After the Tear Down the Wall conference, I spent another week in Arizona doing a little speaking tour. I talked to about 200 people in 10 different Toastmasters clubs, telling them about what was important to me.
It is my pleasure to introduce past District 31 Governor Bill Lewis from Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Bill has been in Toastmasters ever since his mother dragged him to a meeting in 1979.
Bill is a computer scientist and has worked in research and taught most of his life. Most recently, doing genetic research at the Broad Institute of MIT and teaching computer science at Tufts University.
Bill has lived in Kenya, Sweden, Estonia, and France, and speaks those languages, kind of.
He adores hanging out with his brother's horses. He loves long-distance running, telling children stories at libraries, and flying hand gliders.
Bill will be speaking for 6 to 9 minutes in a speech entitled, "A Better World is Possible." Help me welcome Bill Lewis.
Please help me welcome Bill Lewis.
Please help me welcome Bill Lewis.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guest. Who would like to live in a better world? So would I. Let me tell you what my better world looks like, and let's see if we agree. I want a world where all the air is safe to breathe, all the water is safe to drink, and all the soil safe to farm. Whatever pollution we do create, I want it tightly controlled and isolated from the surrounding environments. Do you want that? Yes. I want a world where the prisons are virtually empty, where the police are there to protect and serve, where corporations exist solely for the creation of goods and services, and we the people pass laws to control them, not vice versa. I want a world where every person has the right to work 40 hours a week and make enough money to live on, where welfare, homeless shelters, and food stamps hardly exist because they are not needed. I want a world where all people are endowed with certain inalienable rights, and that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But how far we are from that world.
At Occupy Cincinnati, we haven't even got to March yet, and we were occupying a wood. All of a sudden, the cops came and raided. Without any answers, they tossed in tear gas bombs, leaving 6-year-olds to choke on tear gas.
What has happened to my country that my police would tear gas children? 2 years ago, I gave a speech to the Federal Reserve Bank. Afterward, I walked across the street to the Occupy Boston encampment and talked to people there. I realized that they were saying the same things that I've been saying for years, but they were getting global attention. So I stayed. For 2 years, all I have done is march and chant and rally against corporate malfeasance. I have written a book, produced a bunch of documentaries. I'm doing everything that I can think of to make that better world we wanted. In Kalamazoo, I met John Ballenbach, who was one of the foremen on the tar sands spill cleanup there.
I watched the movie Aaron Brockovich, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go door to door. I went to 1,400 doors, and I left flyers, and I talked to a lot of people. 200 sick people almost showed up at the Brickyard in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Since 1950, taxes on regular people have been going up. Taxes on corporations have been going down. If corporations paid the same tax rates they did in 1950, there would be no deficit. Our biggest banks took our federally insured deposits and lost them, and the Republicrats declared them too big to fail and bailed them out with our money. Leaving people whose mortgages went underwater to be foreclosed upon by those very banks.
And I'm here to fight Wells Fargo. I tried everything with them. They refused to negotiate. So I'm going to fight them until the last minute.
What do we do when the banks attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when the banks attack?
Stand up, fight back.
We won that one. The investors looked at us in front of her house and decided that they were not going to buy it, and Wells Fargo renegotiated the loan, and Marie is still in her house with a mortgage that she can afford. What has happened to our country? Why are all these terrible things happening? The obvious answer is the correct one. Our richest individuals, our greatest corporations have stolen our democracy. Do you know how the super rich get to be super rich? Corporate boards are made up of the top executives of other corporations. So when this CEO is negotiating a salary, the people approving it will be dependent on that CEO when it's their turn. No one is worth $100 million a year. Warren Buffett has 100,000 times more money than I do. Do you think that Warren Buffett contributed more to society than 100,000 people like me? Let me show you what the distribution of income looks like. $60 million people making an average of $20,000 a year adds up to $1.2 trillion. 2 million people making $2 million a year gives you $4 trillion. What if we took the Constitution seriously and said that corporations are not people, they do not have political rights, and they are bound by the laws of the land? And because we, the people, are granting corporations special legal privileges, we, the people, should sit on their boards. The most immediate result would be a massive cut in executive compensation. What if their compensation cut by half? And what if the corporations decided to pay their poorest employees that extra $2 trillion? We rich people, I'm fairly well off, we save most of our money. These people spend it. Imagine $2 trillion additional dollars in the economy. Industry would have to hire all of the unemployed people just to keep up with the demand. Homelessness disappears. Welfare, gone. Homeless shelters, gone. Crime will plummet. People with good jobs don't commit crimes. And our prison system would disappear. I do not know the best way to protect our democracy. But I know we must control our corporations, and I'm certain that our politicians will not do it for us. So let us get together, let us think and talk and debate, and then act. A better world is possible.